Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the exchange tokens. I was looking through the categories on CoinGecko and I came across the coins with the highest volume, the category with the highest volume, and apparently I think exchange-based tokens are pretty high in the list. Not exactly a billion yet, right? Million, yeah, not exactly a billion yet, but there are some really good potentials over there. So shall we get straight into it? We've already did BNB as the top 10, so we're just gonna continue on with Uniswap, followed by Leo, OKB, Cronos, Kucoin, Synthetix, Gate, WhiteBIT, Curve, and we'll end it with Bitget at number 10 at number 72. All right, let's get straight into it. Uni against BTC. Here we are, Uniswap BTC. Anything for Uniswap gains. So this is the danger, right, that we are most afraid of. We already see mountains. We could get mountain ranges, and we could consolidate around here and drop lower for Uniswap against BTC. There is that danger for Uni. Again, we're not exactly sure ourselves what Uni is trying to do at this point of time. All we know is that there's a clear support line, and Uni could just zip down through the support. Uni against USDT. Yeah, so if Uni BTC zips down through the support, very likely Uniswap USD is going to kind of zip down as well, right? But again, how low are we going to go? We don't know. We have a target over here at sub $2. Are we going to drop towards sub $2? Yeah, sure, of course. It's entirely possible. Right, but at the same time, this looks like a potential symmetrical triangle, which means that we could be heading back up. But of course, if BTC drops, very likely it's going to drop. It's going to pull Uniswap down as well on both pairs. So there is that danger. So again, we're not entirely sure. Either if we were to start reversing back up, this gets invalidated, or if it drops lower, eventually one fine day we'll be expecting a return towards double digits for Uniswap. It's just that we're not entirely sure at the moment, so we're gonna next Uniswap. Leo token, Leo against BTC. This is Bitfinex's native token. Leo BTC doesn't look good. We're under the skinny pink line, which means that we are already in a bearish trend. And while we are in a bearish trend, we remain bias bearish and expect more downside. Sure, yeah, you may argue that there are already 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't mean we can't drop any lower, right? We're already getting higher highs. So this is looking to me like a rising channel that could be heading lower, right? Although we are in a small rally right now, the only question we have is how much higher is the rally going to go? Leo against USD on Bitfinex. Yeah, feels to me like we're curving, potentially curving back up. Again, we're not entirely sure. We're already under the skinny pink line, so we could still continue lower. Again, there's just nothing much for Leo, so we're just gonna next Leo. OKB is the one of the highest market cap exchange coins with clear targets towards the upside, which is still above the skinny pink line, which means that we have been in a bullish bias for OKB against BTC ever since it broke the resistance over here, which is July 2022. It has been in an uptrend, and it continues to be in an uptrend. We are in the midst of a consolidation, and we are expecting OKB to continue higher against BTC, right? The target we have for OKB is 0.0033. So yeah, I mean, usually, right, the width of the accumulation is equivalent to the height of the rise. So we're still expecting 0.0033 to be hit. OKB against USDT. Again, OKB against USDT, we are also in some sort of a consolidation, and we would also be expecting some sort of a breakout towards the upside. And as you can see, we are already we are consolidating very nicely. This is already a symmetrical in the making. Potentially, right? Of course, we could be wrong, but potentially, this is a symmetrical triangle, and we could be seeing big moves towards the upside, right? If we were to pull this out, this actually looked like something like a symmetrical triangle, which broke out, and then we came back down. We continue consolidating. I think that potentially we could still continue higher for OKB against USDT. I don't think we're done yet. I think there's still more upside. We still have targets towards $75, but I think once this chart pattern completes, potentially, because of, depending on the width, we could still head closer, even closer towards triple digits. Potentially again. So yeah, there's still more upside in my opinion for OKB against USDT. The final target is still uncertain, but we have a hard target at $75. So OKB is one of the very few rare coins with upside targets. Moving on would be Cronos, CRO against BTC. We look at it on Kucoin, right? CRO against BTC. We're expecting a very big wave C to complete, right? We're already very close, if this were to be a wave C, very close to the bottom of the wave C. The only question we have is, where's the bottom? Is this the bottom? Are we going to get another lower low? Or another lower low? Again, we're not entirely sure. We need to see some buying pressure coming in, something like this. Right, we need to see buying pressure. I still don't see the buying pressure yet. Right, we are staircasing our way down. Right, of course you can count 1, 2, 3. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's very funny, right? Of course not. It's only yeah, no. All I know is that this is potentially a wave C, and this is a falling channel that eventually we're expecting to break towards the upside. So we are feeling pretty good about CRO as long as the lows over here hold. It has to hold, right? There is some noise over here, so that's why we circled this, and we were expecting things to drop to around this area. And so I feel like we're on our way down for CRO BTC. CRO USDT. Kucoin again. Again, we don't have any clear tradable chart patterns. Of course, you can pull a very nice straight line across. Okay, it's not. Let's try. Okay, a very nice straight line across, and you can call this the resistance. Yes, and you can say that it's been touched once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. But the thing about a diagonal type of a resistance is that once it breaks up, right, there's a very high chance of it dropping very, very deeply as well. So yeah, that's the thing for CRO. We're still not entirely sure. So yeah, we're still under the skinny pink line, so we have to remain with our bearish bias. I'm not going to count this though, but if we were to count this, then yeah, this could be a squeeze, right? I don't think so though. So again, right, well, we're not entirely sure what's happening with CRO. So we're going to have to be very, very careful. We have to trade carefully. We are cautiously optimistic. KCS against BTC. This is Kucoin's native token. KCS just crossed the skinny pink line. This is not good. This is not good. This whole thing. An A up for a B. We could be coming all the way back down for a wave C. So there could still be much more downside to come for Kucoin shares. So you need to be very, very careful about rushing into a trade too soon for KCS. KCS USDT. Dude, what's KCX? KCS. Yep, we're still under the skinny pink line. I feel a bit this is dizzy, scary, because this is a big head and shoulders in the making, which could pull the price back down. And again, for Kucoin shares, there's zero resistance over here, so we could just zip all the way down to $1, maybe 120, before we see significant resistance. 140, maybe 150, right? So there is a potential scary move coming on for Kucoin shares. Again, I'm not entirely sure whether if that's going to happen or not. But yeah, Kucoin shares has a danger from dropping. So it is to us, it's a no-go, not at this point of time. Eventually, hopefully, but not at the moment. But when it was rising, you can see this, right? 1, 2, up 3, down 4, up 5. Wave 3 is usually the longest, never the shortest. Right, it ties in very well with the Elliott wave theory. Yeah, so again, we're not entirely sure what's happening over here. This could be a very big ABC down. Again, I can't say for sure. So Kucoin shares is a coin that you want to be very careful. You don't want to be rushing into anything, right? SNX against BTC. Let's look at it on Binance. SNX against BTC. Yeah, again, we were saying that this could be a head and shoulders happening for SNX. And we could be heading towards 445. We're already at 820 right now, so there could still be another 50% down for SNX against BTC. Whew, this is going to be brutal. So I'd be more careful about rushing into anything. There is a rally right now, small little rally. We're about to hit resistance. Are we going to pierce through resistance? If we pierce through resistance and continue rising upwards, then yes, this will probably be invalidated, right? So, but at this point of time, it is still valid. The downside targets are still valid. Yeah, I would still expect the downside targets to be hit at this point of time for SNX BTC. SNX USDT, again, nothing much for SNX USDT, right? We're attempting to break the skinny pink line, but we kind of failed. We might build a squeeze over here though, but yeah, it's not really looking that good to us, right? The skinny pink line is still acting as a very strong resistance, so be careful about rushing into a trade too soon for SNX. Gate USDT, it doesn't have a BTC pair. Gate USDT, yeah, we're above the skinny pink line, and we're expecting Gate to stay above the skinny pink line. But again, this is a gift for you. The boys and I were saying that if you could see this very carefully, right? This is something, not exactly, but something like a symmetrical triangle that has already broken out, to be honest. 1, 2, 3. This is what do you call an extended wave E. And then pump, we continue higher. That's the expectation. Of course, we have to stay above the skinny pink line. Will we stay above the skinny pink line? Again, we're not entirely sure. We're not entirely sure. We could just zip lower. So there is that risk. We could still come back under the skinny pink line, right? But if this is quite a, it turns out to be quite a vicious dip, right? We could be heading towards the support. Oh my God! If we head towards the support, yeah, we'll get something like this. This whole thing could turn into a descending triangle. It could still continue lower for Gate. So there is that danger as well for Gate. Again, we're not entirely sure. We are feeling pretty good about Gate continuing towards the upside, but we are also aware of the dangers that Gate could still hit much lower. So you need to be very careful about rushing to a trade too soon, right? WBT against BTC. WhiteBIT. Nothing much. WBT USDT. WhiteBIT. Yeah, nope, nothing much. Okay, this looks to me like a descending. Can you see it? It's a descending triangle. Yeah, more downsides to be expected for WhiteBIT. So yeah, be very careful, right? Curve Dow, CRV, BTC. Okay, Curve Dow is forming something. Ta-da! We took a look at it previously, and Curve Dow, I think is heading towards the noisy area over here. I think the noisy area is probably going to hold, but it's still going to be, if we were to drop to the noisy area, it's still going to be another 37% down for Curve. So things are still not going to be looking good for Curve for a while, especially against BTC, right? It could be BTC rising faster than Curve if both are in a rally, or Curve dropping faster than BTC if both are in a dip. So yeah, still more downside to be expected for Curve BTC. Curve USDT, yeah, Curve USDT definitely does have potential. We are very interested in Curve. Yeah, so you can see gigantic, absolute gigantic symmetrical triangle in the making, right? A, B, C. We're not sure if this is really a D and a E, but you could smell the strength coming in for Curve USDT. But at the same time, we could also do something like that, right? We could still drop lower, probably take out these lows, right? Maybe for Curve BTC, we have a 37%. Yeah, so we could still drop another 40% over here for Curve, which is going to tie in very well with the BTC pair. So yeah, I think it's still a possibility, you know. So you need to be very, very careful. I still think that there's much more downside coming on for Curve. I don't think we're done yet. So yeah, I think we're heading lower. I honestly think we're heading lower. So you need to be very, very careful. 40% is not out of the question for Curve, right? Even if you were to drop 40%, right, the symmetrical triangle chart pattern will still be intact, which means that we could drop to sub 50 cents, maybe 45, 46 cents, and then we could see a strong rally coming on for Curve, right? It could still happen. So yeah, it's, again, we don't see the bearish bringing us to like 10 cents or 1 cent. You know, we don't see that collapse coming on, but that could be a very deep, right? We're hoping that curve, you know, continues higher, but again, we're not entirely sure at this point of time. So yeah, we're approaching things very carefully. Bitget, BGB, BTC, Bitget token. Okay, look at the Bitcoin. Okay, we're above the skinny pink line. One of the very few rare coins that's still in a bullish trend. We are, yeah, you can see here, something like a falling channel, right? We broke out of the falling channel. There could be a retrace coming on to retest support. And if we were to start retracing deeply, this could potentially bring us down another 20%, which means that this could be a symmetrical triangle completion before we head higher. Right, that's Bitget for you. Bitget BTC, entirely possible. We're feeling pretty bullish about things, but we still need to see the chart pattern for Bitget to call more upside. Because again, things can always go wrong. We drop lower, and then we start consolidating and start forming a descending triangle. Then things could really turn ugly for Bitget against BTC. But as it stands, things still look good. Bitget against USDT. We are already out of the symmetrical triangle, right? And that's why we have targets towards 67 cents. We're expecting more upside at this point of time. We got this 12th of May, which was 5 days ago, Friday. Yeah, and we're still expecting more upside, right? At least towards 67 cents. And we are expecting the support here to hold. Could we? You know, could things really turn ugly? Yeah, sure, of course. If we break the support, came back down towards the next support, bounce off of it, form mountains right on top of the support, then yeah, we could be breaking lower. But as it stands, we're still bullish, and we're still expecting more upside for Bitget towards the target at 67 cents, right? So the two coins that you want to be looking at is OKB, Gate potentially, not sure. Gate and Curve DAO, I will put them at the same category, and Bitget, right? It's only OKB and Bitget, in my opinion, that has huge potential. So watch out for the potential opportunity. All right, I guess that's it for today's top exchange tokens technical analysis. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Ta-da!